Excuse me.
This horrible smell. It smelled almost like an electrical fire.
We're getting refunds for the Sound of Freedom because apparently the water pressure in the bathrooms aren't working here, so no one can watch.
They literally had the lights on.
They kept the lights on the entire movie.
Who does that?
Should be back up in about, I would say, about 5 minutes, okay?
And they turn the movie off.
Just to let you guys know again, it is gonna get hot. It is gonna be like that throughout the whole.
So why should only this one though, not all the other ones?
Shout out to the person who just asked that question. Why only this movie and not the other ones? Because yes, why only that movie? Why only Sound of Freedom? Seems to be having all these technical difficulties. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I wonder how much these people get paid too. Like, I wish I would be getting paid minimum wage to get this much involved. No matter how hard they do try to stop people from seeing this movie is still doing its thing. And like you see here, it has grossed up to $85 million worldwide against 14.5 million, despite the controversy, right? What is so controversial about saving kids? Or better yet, who would have a problem with saving kids? Here's an example of that kind of person. And this guy's name is Noah Berlatsky. He wrote an article for Bloomberg that we will get into, and we will get into what kind of person he is, but Bloomberg should have really did their background checks before getting this guy to write their articles. Or maybe they know and just don't care. But we're going to discuss the controversy surrounding him. But before we get into that, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming to the channel. Always, everybody who's coming here to help me make the inconvenient truth great again. And if you could please hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And if this is your first time here and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So this guy right here, Noah Berlatsky, wrote this article here for Bloomberg magazine. And they, like I said, they really should have checked into, should have did a background check or something, because this looks really bad. Well, he goes on, of course, the first name that you see in the article is who? Donald Trump. Donald Trump plans to screen the film Sound of Freedom at his New Jersey golf club next week. I'm mad that I didn't get it. Like, how can I be a part of watching that? I need to get out there. But anyway, Noah would probably call me a Trump fanatic, but I didn't even know that Trump was watching this movie next week, but he did. The film about agents fighting a child meeting, because you guys already know how YouTube is, has been embraced by the far right and Christians, of course. God forbid, the far right, wherever that is, where's the far right and the Christians? Representations of meetings in Hollywood follow more or less the same script. A conspiratorial network, generally run by people of color, naps up an innocent child. A generally white hero must race to the rescue. To be the hero against child meetings, then you must be like white, right? And it's racist for you to be the hero about that. You know, that he's trying to link this to racism, of course, because that's what these people always do. And it really irritates my soul when they do that. It really does. Bloomberg was all too hyped to pipe up their article on Twitter. And well, you know, Twitter, once you play yourself like that, people are going to come and comment and ratio you. Andy Ngo, who is a very well-known independent journalist, the person who wrote this Bloomberg opinion piece is leftist activist Noah Berlatsky. He was a spokesperson for MAP. He previously tweeted that PDF files are a stigmatized group designated as deviants for hateful purposes. He also called these offenders, the registry's racist. Absolutely extraordinary.
Berlatsky. Now, our friend Noah has some interesting takes. Pedophiles are essentially a stigmatized group. Certain people get designated as deviants. People hate them. Yes. And parents are tyrants. Parent is an oppressive class, like rich people or white people. He also wrote a few blogs on the Prostasia website. Child sex workers' biggest threat, the police.
Absolutely disgusting. So you see the type of person, you know, this young lady, she was reading the tweets for us to let us know who, the type of tweets that he was saying, because Noah's Twitter is protected. So I can't get in there to see anything. I can only imagine what else he's been tweeting, okay? I mean, let's just take another look at the weirdo again, right? So Andy Ngo also goes on, there's more. I mean, there is more. Like, this is disgusting. It is. And this is the type of person who will tell you, don't go watch this conspiracy theory movie when you know what they're all about. You can already tell what they're all about. Noah also wrote this essay about the autonomy of these kind of employees, okay? Children employees. He talks about stuff like the science behind adolescent autonomy. This man is advocating hard for children to be autonomous. And that's why he says things like parents are oppressive. Imagine you have your child and this person here is going to say that you're oppressive to your baby that you're protecting from him, from this disgusting creep. All right. Look at the foundation that he's a part of. We already know who he is. Right. And he's going to tell you that you are oppressing your child, but you're trying to protect your child. He says the fact that adolescent brains are different than older people's brains doesn't mean that older people make better decisions. His essay was filed under, well, you already see, age of consent and things like that. So what does it mean? What are you saying? You know what? We also need to learn, and even this is for me, how not to even engage in things that shouldn't be in a discussion. I get freedom of speech, right? But this guy is saying, this disgusting person is saying, because adolescent brains are different from older brains, it doesn't mean that older people are better at making decisions. So then he's trying to engage you into an article, to a conversation where he can persuade you to believe that they can make their own decisions. All right, here's the reality. Children need guidance. Children are children. They don't know. Okay, they do not know. So a 4-year-old, so you trust a 4-year-old to pay the bills and to make adult decisions? What are you saying? It doesn't make sense, right? So certain conversations, I feel like this isn't even worth my time, because now you're trying to have a nuanced conversation about something self-evident. Children cannot make adult decisions. Boom. And that's how you end that. That is. So these are the kind of people who don't want you to watch Sound of Freedom. You know, he's trying to save people from the conspiracies. We will definitely be discussing this further on Friday on the Bring the Asteroid channel. Definitely remember to check us out over there. I'm leaving you with this, guys. I never thought we would have to have controversies about topics that seem so obvious. Whether it's Moms for Liberty trying to awaken people to what's going on in the schools, how children aren't learning what they need to learn, but they're being brainwashed and indoctrinated in all kinds of ideology, or talking about saving children from slavery. I did not think that we would get to a time where that's called controversial, to be on the side of that. Someone like Noah is a person that you used to hear about on the dark web, but these disgusting creeps, they're not on the quote dark web anymore. They're showing their faces and they're writing for places like Bloomberg and Yahoo. But never fear, and I thank God for always being in control forever, because there's still very good people out here fighting to save children. And there was a time when they were regarded as heroes. Never forget, these people are still heroes.
Tim Ballard has one mission: to track down child traffickers. 4 months ago, Colombian authorities asked him to investigate a tip that children were being sold there as sex slaves.
Within a half hour, this individual walks up to me, starts asking me what I'm here for, what I want, and within minutes, he says, well, I've got kids as young as 11 years old.
Ballard, a former Homeland Security agent, now heads up Operation Underground Railroad, a nonprofit group that rescues trafficked kids. After that first meeting, the Colombians asked him to put together a sting.
No men will be in here, only women. We had to walk by this room where the kids were, and they put their hand up. And I touched their hand. See that there's liberation now.